I don't care if you have Jesus waiting for you. You're not answering my question. What happens if you go to jail?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
One of the things that really pisses me off when it comes to criminals is the criminal who isn't a citizen of the country that they commit crime in. That is such a sign of disrespect to the people of that country. And the very reason why I believe that if you commit a crime in someone else's country, then you should receive an even bigger punishment. And that punishment should be doing something constructive for the people of the country. And then after the punishment, a banishment. That is just my thoughts on it. Let me know yours in the comments below, as they are always interesting.
Christian Martinez Velasquez.
Sí. Yes.
Mr. Martinez Velasquez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 7th, 2024, the officer alerted dispatch about a traffic hazard regarding the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it sway in a moving lane of traffic, impede traffic when the defendant had the green light, and upon contact with the vehicle, the officer observed the defendant to be asleep in the driver's seat. The defendant's foot was on the brake and the vehicle was on. After the officer woke the defendant by banging on the window, he seemed disoriented, and the officer observed glossy, bloodshot eyes, an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and slow movements. The officer observed an open Modelo beer can in the cup holder next to the vehicle.
Alcohol in the car while driving?
Yes, Your Honor. And the defendant admitted to drinking 3 beers and 1 shot before driving. Standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, 1 leg stand 0 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.087 and 0.086.
Mr. Martinez Velasquez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a citizen of the United States?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
Ya, sé que tuve un error y
I don't know.
What happens if you go to jail? Are you in this country with or without permission?
sin permiso.
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
No sé qué decir, pues tengo mi familia, tengo mi hija.
I don't know what to say. I have my family, I have my daughter.
I don't care if you have Jesus waiting for you. You're not answering my question. What happens if you go to jail?
Si usted va a la cárcel.
I want you to think.
Quiero que piense.
Pues que voy a estar libre, voy a estar en un lugar donde no quiero estar por mis consecuencias.
I wouldn't be free. I would be somewhere I wouldn't want to be because as a consequence.
You are not in this country with permission.
No está en el país.
If you go to jail,
Si usted va a la cárcel.
immigration sweeps the jail every couple hours. If they find you in the jail, they will put an immigration detainer on you, and you will be stuck like Chuck in jail until this case is over with. And then you get shipped off to immigration, where you will sit for another 6 to 9 months waiting for them to do whatever they're going to do. The incoming president does not have very much sympathy for you, if you catch my drift. And I'm going to tell you now, the fact that you have an open container, if they allege it in the information, it is a minimum of 5 days in jail to any sentence that you do. And I will tell you, any more than 4 to 6 hours you spend in custody, is very well that you may get an immigration detainer. I am putting conditions on your bond now, and if you violate these conditions, I will, in a moment's notice, put you in jail, and I will not give you another PR bond. The reason you got out of jail so quick is we gave you a free bond. It's not going to happen again. Do you understand? First and foremost, you are not to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care what you need. I don't care what you have to do. Kids, groceries, Jesus, don't drive, you will be signing an affidavit. This is a promise you're making to me that you're not going to drive. I am also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes.
Forewarned is fair warned.
Advertido.
You will not get any warnings from us. Do not drive.
Okay, so Ms. Ray, why, this is a curiosity, why would I give him another personal bond when I arraigned him personally? In this year, March of this year, then he just disregarded my orders, didn't show up. And that's also including an investigator's report. It indicates that you come to this location constantly and steal from the location. They're very familiar with you. It's alleged that you were very combative with the staff, and there's video footage of the incident.
And as you have now heard, the reason of why I have selected this case for my subscribers. Now, if you are not a subscriber of mine yet, then I have many reasons why you should. This will be one of them.
Joseph Davis.
It's been actually. Because the earnings got my name wrong before the damn tag.
Yeah, you have an alias there. All right, so this is case for Joseph Davis, also known as Joseph Carmel Bivens Jr., Joseph Bivens, Joseph Carmel Bivens for the people.
He has been advised of his rights, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom, you must attend September the 12th, 8:30, 36 District Court, Judge Bryan. Understood? September 12th.
Okay, yes, but I'm saying, am I being able to be released today? Because basically what I was brought in today, because the house that I stayed in, the police pulled me out and they said I didn't stay there and I do have proof staying there, but they came inside my house.
Mr. Davis, slow down, Mr. Davis. Slow down. I just asked you if you understood the court date, and I'll give you a chance to speak. And I don't know if you're getting out today. I haven't decided yet. So have one moment. All right, one moment, Mr. Davis.
Well, Mr. Davis, you're pronouncing my name wrong. Mr. Davis.
All right, it's an alias. In one moment, we're going to recall you. Just stay where you are. All right, Judge Williams, thank you, sir.
Stand on the right line, say it again. Joseph Davis.
Thank you. And the commissioner was Joseph Davis. I was given court dates. Again, Mr. Davis, pretrial via Zoom, September 12th, 8:30, Judge Bryant, 36th District Court. Waive formal reading and a not guilty plea. Appearances again.
Stanley Ragman for the people, Your Honor. Played on behalf of Mr. Davis, waive the formal reading.
And he's been advised of his constitutional rights, Mr. Reagan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Not guilty plea on a recall warrant, set aside cases, ask the bond from the people.
Yeah, the people he's got a KPS of, I think it's $100, 10%, failure to appear on 6/12/24, 6/6/24. He also failed to appear on 5/13/24, so he's got two KPSs in this one particular case. So the people are asking for a tether with home arrest, $25,000 personal bond, and also him to report to probation, because he's on probation for two police assault cases in Third Circuit Court from 2/19/24, and he's already got on 7/25, the Circuit Court has a warrant for probation violation on those two cases, Your Honor. So he's on probation, he's under potential violation. He didn't show up for these cases. We believe a tether home arrest is the only way to get him to show up and to finish all his matters. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just briefly, it's a misdemeanor retail fraud. Third Judge CBS is a complaint. The bond was $10. I'm asking for a personal bond, Judge. With my client understands, Judge, we talked to him about coming to court. This bond was just $10, Judge, which I don't think is a lot. So that, therefore, based on that, I'm asking for a personal bond, Judge.
Okay, so Ms. Ray, why, this is a curiosity, why would I give him another personal bond when I arraigned him personally? In this year, March of this year, then he just disregarded my orders, didn't show up. Why would I just give him the same thing that I already gave him before? I didn't ask you, Mr. Davis. I asked you.
Hold on, Mr. Davis, hold on. I think only because that, this case is going to go back to Judge Bryant, and she set the capious bond at $10, which isn't a great amount of money. There was $1,000 or $5,000 cash. I could see me not asking for.
But my question was, why would I give him the same thing that I already gave him when he proves that doesn't mean much to him? Because why would I give him the same bond so he can treat it the same way and to disregard?
That's the reason why I didn't show up to court at that first time. I was in the hospital.
Hold on, Mr. Davis. So, Judge, he did, and he's now saying he was in the hospital at that time, Judge. And I know that sometimes there are different reasons, and people do, make mistakes in certain situations. I'm not saying that happened here, but people can change certain situations and do things better.
This was just okay. Last question, Mr. Reagan. I apologize. Thank you for that. How was he taken into custody? When he got out of the hospital, he surrendered himself?
You came into the house without my permission.
So it doesn't sound like that.
You're police department.
I can't hear anything as counsel saying.
If I can ask briefly, Mr. Davis, how did you come into custody in the DDC?
Today,
did the police come and get you?
Yes, and they wasn't supposed to.
Well, I'm not asking you that.
They're definitely supposed to
get you. They come and get
you. They didn't come and get me. I came in myself, and they picked me up. I called in for myself. They didn't come and get me on anything.
Okay, so you called somebody at DDC?
Yes, and they came down there and picked me up and came and got me.
Okay.
That doesn't make much sense, Mr. Reagan, because he's saying they weren't even supposed to pick him up. But now he's saying he called her and said, come pick me up. So if he said, hey, come pick me up, how are they not supposed to pick him up?
That issue yesterday with the police coming there, if you would let me talk, we had an issue with the police coming yesterday. The lady said that I was supposed to follow up with y'all today, and I got up and she said to come in because she said I had warrants out for my arrest. She could have arrested me yesterday, but she said just make sure I followed up. Today I called in and then they came and picked me up for a whole other issue that wasn't even dealing with this case right now. It was for something else totally different.
So it sounds like he got picked up on an unrelated warrant. Is that what it sounds like?
Or unrelated matters, Judge, or investigation.
Unrelated matters. Right. Okay. So, Mr. Davis, I have concerns that you don't come to court because I set the bond last time at a personal bond and you didn't show up as ordered. And then apparently you were in the hospital, but you didn't.
Hold on, Mr. Davis. Let the magistrate talk. Don't interrupt.
Apparently you were in a hospital, but then you could have walked yourself in and surrendered yourself. And then apparently I don't hear that happening. Sounds like you got picked up on an unrelated warrant. And this warrant was outstanding for almost 2 months until you got taken into custody. You had plenty of time to walk yourself in. For those reasons, given the concerns regarding your capious history, I'm setting bond, as I did previously, a $15,000 personal, no alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. You're not to go to any CVS. Stay away from CVS. No weapons. You must tell your probation officer of this case within 24 hours of release, and you will be fit with the GPS tether prior to being released, given your capious history, and you'll have a curfew of 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You're not to go anywhere during those hours. You remain in your home. You're not to go anywhere near any CVS. And that's also including an investigator's report. It indicates that you come to this location constantly and steal from the location. They're very familiar with you. It's alleged that you were very combative with the staff, and there's video footage of the incident. So those are concerning allegations, and then you have a capious history. You don't appear after I gave you a personal bond. So that's the reason I'm setting for a tether. $15,000 personal bond, same conditions as the last time, but this time you'll have the tether, curfew, and you must tell your probation officer of your case. Any questions on your court date or bond conditions, Mr. Davis?
So I'm saying basically I got a personal bond.
It's not basically, you did get a personal bond with those conditions.
That basically I'm being charged if I can be released here today, sir.
You're going to get through with the tether before you release, but yes, you did get a personal bond.
Thank you,
You're welcome. All right, good luck, Mr. Davis.
And after all of that yelling and screaming by the judge, he gives him a PR bond anyways to the grateful little prick. Judges are sometimes all bark and very little biting. In fact, you couldn't even call it a nibble. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe as I edit these cases and remove all of the mundane, boring, repetitive stuff. And I even remove the silences, so you get only the juicy bits, which I think are always the best bits. Are looking for another episode that has all the boring stuff cut out and gives you just the good stuff, then here a couple that may interest you. enjoy